Aloha, big wave trading family. This market's resiliency just continues to impress me beyond all metrics. The NYSE, the Russell 2000, the NASDAQ, the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500. And there's the upper trend line, by the way. Dow Jones Industrial Average. By the way, this is a good chart to show everybody. Look at what the resistance level for that upper trend line was going back to the 2016 following the last real correction we saw in the market overall. You can see we're well above that line, and that's going to coincide soon with the 50-day moving average. So even if the market pulls back, I can only assume at this level it's either going to be the top or any pullback will be bought. It's going to be one or the other. The way that we're getting, it's pretty ridiculous. If we continue to blast off higher and even go into a more rapid ascent, then we're going to probably have a parabolic blow off top. But if we continue like this, I assume when we do start to pull back, it'll be bought. And if that's the case, so be it. It's really hard for me to find good long signals. They've been few and far between lately, and that continued even into this evening. I only have two brand new long positions. I have two add signals in stocks that I am long already. But unfortunately, one of the ad signals, the highest quality one, BB, you can see this longer term chart going back to earlier in the year. Beautiful green bops in this chart. There's not a lot of red bop. Beautiful big accumulation bars. Quiet volume during the consolidation phases. Really like BB. Unfortunately, short term, it's a little extended from the 20-day moving average, that magenta line. So it has to be pared back. BlackBerry is a semi-cancelum quality stock, so 1% would be allocated to that, and it's also a perfect speculator quality stock. And because it's a heavily liquid, it's not really a higher price stock, though it is above 10, but because it's so liquid, that will get a full quote 2% allocation per perfect speculator signal, whereas USAT as an ad signal and UTSI are only 1%ers, even though they're both perfect speculator, and that's because they are both low price stocks. Even though BB's low price, it's extremely liquid. It's a name we're all familiar with, so that's why it's a full-on perfect speculator name. But with a 1% allocation, 2% for perfect speculator, should be 3% of my total capital, but with it being extended, 1.5% of my capital is going into BE with its candle over candle price bar on heavier volume with BOP confirmation. Like I said, I really like the overall longer term chart here and the short term up close chart here. Want to get long, limit order 1353, first cut loss level right there, 1312, final cut loss level right there, 1250. I may be a little cute and go a third here, and then put a third right here at 1124 out of full disclosure and fairness to everyone. I don't recommend you do that. No matter what, these should be your final two stops. Either this one here, which is splitting hairs with this level here, anywhere from 1314 to 1312, and then right here, 1250. But if it definitely doesn't hold this level, everyone should be out. And once again, if this level goes before this level or this level comes into play and it loses green bop, does it on heavier volume, all of my stops will be raised up, or at least partial stops will be raised up if it doesn't move higher immediately. But BB, overall, the highest quality with it being semi-cancelum and perfect speculator quality. Now, the other new long position is UTSI. This is more of an up-close chart. This is a further away chart. I always look at they're shift 3 on telechart, shift 4. These are the main two daily time frames I look at, but I look at everything, man. And I look at weeklies, 8 days, yearly. I mean, I'm always looking at everything, guys. So everything's in account, but my initials, whenever I'm looking at charts initially, it's Zoom 3, or that's what it's called with this here, the Zoom. See Zoom 4. Then Zoom 3, as you can see here. So those are the main charts I always look at. But on both time frames, they're both good. So that's why this is a new long position. But UTSI, perfect speculator quality, candle over candle, heavier volume, BOP confirmation. I want to get long, limit order since it's not extended from the 20-day moving average, 606. First cut loss level, 564. Final cut loss level, the lowest point with the green BOP since the gap up, 550. So if UTSI hits 550, I will be completely out of UTSI. Once again, BB, UTSI, just like any other long position I take. USAT add, HIFS add, I'm always looking at the previous measured move of the previous uptrend, any portion of it, hopefully the entire portion of the previous uptrend, but even a little bit goes a long way, especially in UTSI, USAT, and recently BlackBerry off the 2017 low. So all these stocks have potential to move. But UTSI, 1% for just being in my perfect speculator scan. It was not confirmed anywhere else. And then the two ad signals, USAT, a little hard to see this one, so let's get up close here with the candle. The candle kind of looks like it's done more at the top than the bottom, but the difference between the close and the high is 10 cents. The difference between the open and the low is 11 cents. That means that the distance between the high and the close is smaller than the distance between the low and the low a day and the open. So it's a good long signal. Now, if this would have been 11-cent spread at the top, 9-cent spread at the bottom, I am not going to add to USAT come Wednesday. But since it did more work at the top than the bottom, and it's just hard to see on either the Zoom 3 or Zoom 4, I am adding to my position in USAT. The bullish intraday reversal, while price was flat on the day, came on heavier volume and a BOP surge. So that's confirmation. And with the stock being at strong support, the January lows and the 50-day moving average, this was an easy add signal for me. So I'm going to add limit order 930. First cut loss, 890. Probably should be your only cut loss. But I'll also have a second one right here at 855. So if it hits 855 for me intraday tomorrow, you will know for a fact I will not be in USAT come the closing bell. But hopefully, obviously, that doesn't happen. But always have stops. If you don't operate with stops, one day you're going to wake up and EDU is going to rip your face off and not fall 8%, but fall 20%. Stuff like that does happen in the market. But getting back to USAT one more time, this was only in my perfect speculator scan, and since it's an ad signal, only 0.5% of my account capital. Then HIFS. HIFS, you can see, was a new long position here. Got rocky here, but retook the 50-day moving average, has pulled back on lighter trade, is now bouncing off that 50-day moving average with a bullish hammer candle, heavier above average volume with BOP confirmation and a pocket pivot point signal. I want to add to my HIFS position using a limit order at the high of the day, 211.01. First cut loss level right there, 206.19. Second cut loss level for me, since I'm already in this stock for now, 196.42. Now, if this is a new long position for you, the first stop is right here, 206.19. The final stop is right there, 196.42. But I'm also still operating with the third stop right back here at 190.79. Now, when the 200-day moving average is above 190.79, that will be removed. And if the stock's trending up, I will just have a stop here and here. So that's that for the long signals. Sell signals, FSLR, closing below the 20-day moving average after a very bearish intraday price reversal on very heavy volume with BOP also really falling apart. That's a 50% sell signal. For me, the final cut loss, I mean, we're splitting hairs now, is at 66.61 for me. And I have half, I'll have half below 67.10, 67.11. So if it hits 67.10, I'll be knocked out of another 50% of FSLR. If it moves below 66.61, I'll be knocked out of all of my FSLR. But it's a 50% end of day sell signal. HRS, I'm all out. I told you yesterday on the video lesson, I was either moving all or half of my stop, keeping half here and half here, or moving it all to this low a day. I decided to move it all to the low a day because BOP went negative also. There's too many other good looking charts out there. Intraday, HRS has knocked me out. Now by the close, it's closing at 142.41. 142.41 is below the low a day, the session before, and the 50-day moving average, but it's still holding my quote final cut loss level. No 50-day moving average violation on above average volume, so it is not another one. It's not a 100% sell signal. It's just another 50% sell signal. So once again, if you're still long, you move half of your stops to here, you keep half here, and or you move it all up here. It's up to you. Me, I moved it all to the day before. Now I'm completely out, and that's just the way it is. EDU, collapsing below the 50-day moving average on huge volume in red BOP. That's a 100% sell signal with it rolling over following a very heavy volume reversal at the top. Looks like a head and shoulders short-term pattern. Rip through these lows here, rip through these lows here, and rip through this low right here, along with the 50-day moving average. That's a full sell signal. My final stop was right here at 89.41, and as you can see, intraday it went below that, so I no longer have a position in EDU, but if you do, today's low a day is your final stop. TAL, I have already been completely knocked out of it. My final stop loss was moved to this level. It knocked me out intraday here, but this entire time it has never triggered an end of day 100% sell signal, so I've been tracking it for members on the website this entire time. Well, now you have an official confirmation close below the 50-day moving average on above average volume and red bop 100% sell signal. So if you're still long TAL, your final stops need to either be here, here, or preferably right there, or at the 200-day moving average. But either way, TAL 100% full sell signal. GRVY, it has completely rolled over now. My final stop was moved to this low a day here. Intraday today, I was completely knocked out. If you're long gravy, your final stop needs to be here or here. Is it above those levels? Right, I mean, no matter what, these lows right here, you've got to get out. If gravy goes below that, it's completely rolled over. It's almost a series of three lower highs and lower lows, with one being here, two being there, three here, one low, two low, three lows. So GRVY, 100% sell signal. And the final one, CREE. CREE is a 100% sell signal. I went long back here. I still have shares even after today. I got knocked out of half here, but my final half is here. It now gets raised up to today's low a day. So if it hits 34.83 tomorrow, I will be completely out. But CREE is closing below the 50-day moving average on above average volume. That in and of itself would not be a full sell signal. But once again, the laws of three. One lower high, two lower high, three lower high, one lower low, two lower low, three lower lows. With the above average volume and negative bop action, that's a 100% sell signal. So all my stops go to 34.84, and that will be where they are. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap up the video here. It's only Tuesday, and I'm just dead tired. I'm really burned out. This is a lot of work managing all these positions every evening, along with maintaining Maui's schedule, a regular life schedule with my significant other, my beautiful girlfriend, while at the same time waking up at 3:30, 4, 3 in the morning every morning to be around for the pre-market and opening bell to make sure everything is 100% correct on my end. So I'm already burning out, and it's Tuesday. Normally this happens on Wednesday, Thursday. It's already happening on Tuesday. So if there's not a whole lot of commentary and video lessons for the rest of the week and next week, you'll know why. I'm about all pettered out. All right, everyone. Aloha.